The reason I tell this story is simple. It's because it happened to me. This isn't fiction. This isn't some copy of a story. I took pictures. I wrote down names. I have proof. And I'm convinced I'm not crazy. At least not anymore. Hello? I'm here to share stories that go bump in the night. And this is the one I can't stop thinking about. If you like frightening tales, subscribe so I can scare you every Thursday. I want to stress this point. I am not going insane. Not yet, anyway. I pay rent, eat cereal from the spoon, wear socks with sandals. So when I say this story is real, hear me. I promise you, this is exactly how it went down. It started like any old weekend getaway. My girlfriend, Sarah, planned an impromptu trip to Arizona. Her dad recently passed away and she needed a change of pace. I'd do anything for that woman. So with my buddy Jake and his sister Emily, we piled into the car for an epic road trip. 3 days later, we were standing in front of the south rim of the Grand Canyon. All of us, speechless. We watched the sunset over the vastness of it, felt humbled before nature's grandeur. And it was during that moment I knew I loved Sarah. Also that moment, Jake suggested we spend the night in the car for extra views at sunrise. I knew better than to argue with him. So I nodded and prepared for a night of terrible sleep and aching backs. But little did I know, this trip was only beginning. Our route took us through a sleepy town called Holbrook. We wandered its strip for souvenirs, and that's when we found it, the infamous Meteor City Road, supposedly haunted, closed to the public, and allegedly housing a gateway to hell. Great. Just what we wanted to visit next, honestly. Though I didn't believe a word of the rumors. Its ghosts are a bunch of BS, and gateways to hell are reserved for bad campfires and candle wax meltdowns. So with the excitement of teenagers on drugs, we hopped in the car and drove right onto it. The road barely maintained, trees on either side, growing closer together, blocking most of the sunlight. But we pressed on, eager to prove ghosts and hell were nothing but fairy tales. And that's when it happened. A detour. A logging truck ahead blocked the way. The road forked off into 2 separate paths. We figured we could turn around, circle back, maybe find a shortcut. Either way, we'd get to our spot eventually. No, he had an idea. Why not try both routes? See which got us there faster. Emily voted yes, probably because she was in love with death. Sarah and I were outnumbered, so we decided to play along. Great, so we split up, 2 cars, 2 routes, double the fun. The trouble was, neither route seemed to end. One led us deeper into the woods, the other to a steep incline with switchbacks that never leveled. And Sarah and I were starting to get worried. We had been driving for hours and still hadn't reached our destination. To add insult to injury, both our phones had died. Ours turned out to be a bad connection. Jake must have gotten the memo because after 4 hours, we got a text. He and Emily were heading back. We should do the same. Relieved, we peeled around and headed towards home. That's when we saw it. A lone figure walking on the edge of the forest. We rolled down our window and called out to them. They looked over, waved, and continued on. But that's when we realized it was Sarah. She beckoned us further into the trees and disappeared. Heart pounding, I slammed on the accelerator and raced towards her. We screeched to a halt beside the car, both of us trembling, our throats hoarse from screaming her name. We didn't need to speak. We both knew something was wrong, something big. And whatever it was, it had taken Sarah. We searched the area, but it was fruitless. No signs of a struggle, no footprints, nothing. We debated calling the cops, but why? I mean, She's just gone. Okay. It's odd, but I can't prove anything. And honestly, who listens to ghost stories? We were stumped, angry, desperate, and Jake wanted to leave, to ply. But Emily insisted we wait for help. To tease. She promised to stay with me while Jake searched the woods. Gatees. Then 2. Then 3. And I never heard her call my name again. Panicked, I dashed to the car and raced into the darkness, weaving through trees, adrenaline masking my fear. I found Jake kneeling beside a log. Relief flooded my features. You okay? He shook his head, eyes blank. I asked again, louder, more insistent, but he didn't seem to hear me. A ton. That's when I saw it. His tongue was black. His pupils glowed red. Coo. He snarled and lunged towards me. Ka screamed, swerved around him, and in a flash of insight, slammed the car into reverse. Crashing through branches, I floored it, not stopping until I reached the highway. Once there, I didn't slow down until I saw the police. What can I say? Things were chaotic, to say the least. They put Jake in an ambulance, but he bit a paramedic, and they all had to shoot him full of tranquilizers. He spent weeks in a psychiatric hospital, but he never recovered. His eyes are vacant, his skin clammy, his mind gone. The doctors say he's fine, but I'll never let him out of my sight. He's too dangerous. But the strangest part, the cops never found Sarah. And honestly, I don't think they're looking hard enough. Whatever happened to her, it's all because of me. I feel it in my bones. I just know it. I never finished that trip. And some nights I wake up to whispering voices, but I just ignore them. They'll stop, eventually, I guess. And some nights, too, I swear I see Sarah in the corner of my eye. She's smiling though. She's happy. And sometimes, just sometimes, she beckons me towards her. But I never go. I never go. Because when I dream of her, I don't remember the pain. I don't remember the loss. I just remember the love. And when she smiles like that, I know if I join her, if I follow her into the woods, I will be happy, too. If you enjoyed this haunting tale, you can listen to the audio podcast version of it, read by someone else. Tease, available to subscribers right now. And if you want early access to every new story, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you sharing my stories, and I appreciate you scaring your friends with them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Until next time, don't go into the woods alone.